What if the Earth had an edge? Let us imagine something wild. One day you wake up and find out the Earth isn't round. It is flat, like a giant cosmic pancake floating in space. And no, it is not some metaphor. It literally has an edge. A real edge. A place where the ground just ends. Maybe you've heard wild internet theories about flat Earth before. But we're not here for that. We're here to explore scientifically, hypothetically, and hilariously what would actually happen if Earth had a sharp, definite boundary. An edge you could walk up to, look over, maybe even fall off. First, let us assume the Earth is still roughly the same size, about 12,700 kilometers across. Only now, instead of a sphere, it is a disk. A perfectly flat disk in space. But to keep things from spiraling into total absurdity right away, let us also assume gravity still works. Somehow. Just like it does now, straight down everywhere on the disk. No strange tilts or directional pulls. Magic gravity. Let us go with it. Now picture this. You're living in what used to be Canada. You look at the horizon. And it still curves, not because the Earth is round, but because it's so massive that even a flat Earth has atmospheric distortion. You have no idea you're on a disk. Not yet. One day, fueled by curiosity, a backpack, and way too many protein bars, you set off on a mission to walk east. Just keep walking. Across forests, rivers, mountains, deserts. Days turn into weeks. The climate begins to shift. You start to notice something strange. Things feel heavier. Walking takes more effort. Trees grow at odd angles. Buildings lean ever so slightly. Not enough to panic, just enough to wonder. That's because gravity, in this world, is secretly pulling toward the center of the disk. Not down in the usual sense, but inwards. The further you get from the center, the more it feels like. What do you see? Depends on who you ask. Some might imagine a colossal waterfall, where oceans tumble endlessly into black space. Others picture a frozen wall of ice, stretching into the sky, remnants of ancient forces holding the seas in. Maybe there is nothing, just a silent abyss, where land simply stops. One more step, and you're gone. Would you fall forever? Drift? Disintegrate? That's where science gets grumpy. Because in real physics, a world like this can't really exist. A flat Earth with edges would break everything we know about gravity, geology, and space-time. The reason planets are round isn't just aesthetics. It is physics. Gravity pulls matter into a sphere. A flat Earth would collapse under its own mass unless supported by something utterly exotic, like a structure made of dark energy, antimatter scaffolding, or some unknown cosmic cheat code. But okay, let us say this world cheats. Let us say it stays intact. What about the stars? The moon? The sun? In our real world, celestial bodies follow orbital mechanics, paths shaped by gravity around a central mass. But on a flat Earth, the night sky wouldn't work the way we know it. Sunrises wouldn't sweep across the globe. Instead, the sun might move like a spotlight, circling above the disk, sometimes disappearing altogether for certain regions. Seasons would be inconsistent, daylight hours unpredictable, and satellites, nope, gone. In fact, space agencies wouldn't be able to launch anything into orbit because there is no orbit around a disk. GPS, broken. Communications, spotty at best. Global internet, good luck streaming cat videos from the edge. Even time itself would get weird, with no consistent rotation or spherical symmetry. Time zones would be messy. The concept of global time might not even make sense. Some places would live in near constant daylight, others in darkness. Clocks might need to be local inventions, tied to unpredictable solar paths. And then comes the big question. Who protects the edge? If this world has people living near it, Would there be fences, military bases, entire belief systems built around guarding or hiding the drop-off? Would tourists flock to take selfies with their toes hanging over nothingness? Or would governments deny its existence, publishing maps that crop the continents into a fake curve? Maybe there is something beyond the edge, another land, another universe, or maybe it is just endless vacuum. In a more terrifying twist, maybe the edge is alive, a giant entity, ancient and indifferent, watching everyone who dares get close. Those who fall never return. But let us come back to Earth, the real, spherical one, before things get to existential. The truth is, a flat Earth with an edge makes for great sci-fi but terrible physics. It breaks the laws of nature in so many ways. We need to rewrite everything we know. Gravity, light, time, tides, nothing works as we experience it. Airplanes wouldn't fly right. Oceans would spill. Mountains might collapse from uneven forces. Even walking near the edge could feel surreal, as your own weight shifts beneath you. Still, it is fun to wonder, because asking what if is what leads to real discovery. Not because the answers are always true, but because the journey of exploring them shows us how incredible and complex our universe really is. So next time you hear someone ask, what if the Earth had an edge? You can tell them, we'd be living in a fantasy. A cool one, but still a fantasy. Unless you've already seen the edge, and you just haven't told anyone yet.